I'm not going to give out the last name because you can find, well, you can, but it's Wissinger. It's on Facebook. You know me. Everybody knows who I am. I have my co-host Chipper, Mr. Uncle Ron.
Hey there.
The man is a legend at Forefront Field because he has his own name on his seat. He's been that long of a season ticket holder.
Really, I'm a legend, huh?
Are you not?
It's yes. I have been to a lot of. I have been to a lot of. I have been to a lot of Crushers games, and I went to the very first game back in 2009. So yeah, I've been to a lot of games. I don't know if I'm a legend yet. Not nearly as a legend as some other fans that are there, but yeah.
Well, I mean, when you've had season tickets for that long, I think you kind of get to that status a little bit at this point. You know what I mean?
Let's just say that my wife and I, Shar, and have been there for a lot of games. And we got them have met a lot of people there, so we got to meet a lot of good friends and a lot of good fans.
Yeah, but Chipper and I are going to try to bring you any of the news that involves the Crushers. We'll try to give you some. We're not going to get into details about as in every single aspect of every inning of every game because it's only an hour show. That's why it's called Crush Hour. We got to try to fit in as much info as we can. In for the first and for an hour, but I'm not going to make him wait any longer. But I do want to bring in our guest we have tonight, and that is the manager of broadcast and communications, Mr. Zane Bloom.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for the applause.
Where's your round of applause?
And I got to tell you, Chipper, you are absolutely a legend because this is only the third season that I've been involved with the Crushers, and you were one of the first names that I knew coming into my position 2 or 3 years ago. So, Chipper, you're absolutely a legend in your own making.
I think it's your whole section. It's what you, Bob, and then whoever sits next to you.
Chop. Yeah, Chop. Yep.
Well, welcome in, Zane. How are you today, bud?
I'm great. I spent a day at the ballpark today. Crushers off day here on a Monday, but anytime you spend a day at a ballpark, you're doing something right. So I get to spend every single day of the week at a ballpark. If you ever ask me how I'm doing, the answer is pretty much always great.
Even if it's not.
Even if it's not. But it usually is. It usually is.
Well, let's give everybody a little background on as to what your position is with the Crushers so that way they have an idea of what you do from day-to-day aspects of it.
Absolutely. So I got to the Crushers in 2024. It was my first job out of college. In fact, I didn't even walk at my college graduation because the Crushers called me up. They said, hey, we want you here on May 2nd. My graduation was on May 5th. So I did not walk at my graduation because I said, I got to be there for this preseason game to get myself integrated into the broadcast stuff. I called games for the entirety of the 2024 season. And then in 2025, I transitioned into calling road games as well. And then just a couple of months ago, back in December, I got a full-time position with the Crushers, the position that you read off, the broadcast and communications manager. So I'm with the team full-time now. I handle all the press releases, all the game recaps, and I also still continue to broadcast when I'm with the team as well. I do a whole lot of stuff. If there's anything that gets done with the Crushers, I've probably at least dipped my toes into just about everything, and I've gotten a lot of great experience, and it's an unbelievably well-run organization. A lot of really great people there, and Chipper, I'm sure that you can attest to the fact that it's just a great product, and it's a product that is continuing to get better and better year in and year out, and something that we're really excited about. So I've had the pleasure and the privilege to have a front row seat to pretty much all of it. Just being up in the press box, it's just awesome. I absolutely love it.
Well, I can tell you that the organization has come a long way since the very first owner, Stephen. God, I can't remember his first name, but yeah, the very first owner, and then the previous owner was a great guy. But you guys are doing a heck of a lot of good things at the ballpark, not only with the Crushers, but with other things, other events going on there. So yeah, it's definitely come a long way since 2009.
And it's interesting because you're talking about the event side of things. I think even just a couple of years ago, pretty much the only exclusive thing that was happening at the ballpark, which is now Forefront Field, was just Crushers baseball. There wasn't a whole lot of other things going on at the stadium. Now we are officially the busiest ballpark in the entire state of Ohio. We have over 250 events scheduled on the 2026 calendar. We've got concerts. We've got music festivals. We've got prep baseball. We've got Lorain County Community College playing their baseball games there, on top of the fact that we still have 51 Crushers games in the Frontier League season, which just expanded from 96 games to 102 games. It's an active ballpark, and stuff is happening there all the time. So even if you're driving by Forefront Field, you're going down I-90, you're looking at it, and you're like, oh, a baseball team plays there. The thing is, it's so much more than even just a baseball team. And that's only been in production for the last couple of years. Like you said, it's come a long way since then, and even in the last 3 years under this new ownership, it's really taken off, which is super special.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes, it has.
I mean, so what would you say would be like your favorite part of the job that you have? Like, I mean, because like you said, you get to do pretty much, you had your hand in a lot of different things. So like what, I know you did have a bad day yesterday trying to do the on-field, like with the fun bunch thing, because the microphone wasn't working, but that's not your fault. So that's okay. But what would you
understanding that? Yeah.
I knew, because I'm like, I can see you're getting frustrated, and I get it. It's fine. You know, it happens. But what would you say would be your favorite thing that you enjoy the most about your job?
I absolutely just love baseball. I have for a long time. The access to the players is something that I think is underrated about the Crushers, not only to just me, but also the fans. I think that there's no other team you can go to, especially in Ohio, but really anywhere, where you have so much access to the players. And if the fans have access to the players, the behind the scenes people that are within the organization, like myself, they also have very large access to these players. And I've gotten to know Jared Lemieux, the manager who's been here for now 4 seasons. I've gotten to know him very well. We've got a very close relationship. Even the rest of the coaching staff, Mark Mason, who's a baseball legend in his own regard. He's been in so many different clubhouses over the course of his career. A lot of access with him. Brandon Sittinger, he's been with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was there in 2021. You know, just the relationships that I've gotten to build with a lot of the guys in the clubhouse, not even on the coaching side, but also the players. And, you know, there's just so much access that I have, and some really great relationships that I've built, which is again, just super cool. And I absolutely just love baseball. I've grown up loving baseball. It's been a part of me. And if there's any nickname that you want to attribute to me, Zany Baseball is the nickname that you can give me.
I like that.
I did a little YouTube channel with my dad when I was probably 14 years old. My dad is also named Zane, absolutely loved baseball. And so we created this little segment on YouTube where we would talk about baseball, Zane and Zane just talking. And this was 10 years ago at this point. And that hasn't changed with me. I just absolutely love baseball. And again, like I said in the beginning, the fact that I get to go to a baseball stadium 7 days a week, and that's where I spend my day, it's just unbelievable. It's amazing.
So to backtrack just real quick, you brought up the bench coach, third base coach. I didn't know that was his real name. I always called him Trace Atkins because he sure as hell looks like him.
He's a very distinct human being. That the great ponytail. I mean, I'm sure you've heard him speak too. I mean, he's got this very distinct voice. Very distinct voice. Very deliberate speaker too. He's one of my favorite guys to talk to, Mason.
Adam happened noticed yesterday's game the huge ring that he had on his right hand.
Yeah, he wears that loud and proud. Everywhere he goes, he's always got that big ring on.
What's it from?
What's it from?
You know, I've not asked him. I've looked at it plenty of times, but I'm not exactly sure. He's been a manager for more years than I can count. He was with the Washington Wild Things in the Pittsburgh area for a while. He was with the York Revolution in York, Pennsylvania. He was I believe he's actually the winningest manager in York history over there. I'm assuming that it's from one of his managerial stops. But I mean, he is a baseball legend, and it's no surprise to me that he's got a big honking ring that he wears everywhere too. So
yeah, that thing was massive.
It's definitely not a wedding ring.
No. And if it is, I know. Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, don't you have one of your own, Mr. Bloom? Didn't you win a baseball championship? I read in the bio that you were, what was it, college or
high school? I am a baseball state champion in the state of North Carolina. I captained the first the first baseball state championship in our school's history in over 30 years. I believe it was 35 years that we had a drought. In 2019 when I was a junior.
Good job.
Thank you. I do have a ring myself, and honestly, that's kind of one of the things that I really hold on to in my own personal vocational journey is that I'm in baseball, by God's grace, because, I've had this so much experience in baseball. I played at a high level for a long time. If you go back and you look at, in Max Preps, which is like the high school statistical thing that you get all stats from, if you go back in 2019, you'll find my name in North Carolina next to guys like Khalil Watson, who's one of the top prospects in the Guardians. As far as some of the statistical categories go. So I had a pretty successful high school baseball career, and I think that really has bled into my broadcasting career just because I know the game, I've played the game, I love the game, and the more that I get to broadcast and the more that I get to interact with these professional baseball players, some of these baseball legends, it really just continues to make me better and better in understanding the nuances of the game of baseball because it's such a beautiful game. And to the common fan, maybe they don't understand it on that molecular level. But for me, it's like more and more, I'm just starting to really understand more and more the game of baseball. And I'll tell you, if you are just a common baseball fan, the more that you dive into it, the more you're going to want to keep diving because it's just, again, such a beautiful, nuanced game.
Dude, I can't tell you how much I love to hear you saying how much of a baseball fan you are. I love the game of baseball. I'm a huge fan of the game of baseball. It is the most, I don't want to say simplistic, but I mean, the game is what it is. But however, I go back to, I'm the old school guy. Give me a batting average, home runs, this and that. There's so much more into baseball anymore with analytics. Even we can get into ABS and all this stuff somewhere down the road, but
Sure.
So much as far as analytics and all this other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But just the game itself is the most purest sport game there is right now. It's just my opinion.
Absolutely. It's such a pure sport, and there's so much nuance to it. There's so many levels to it that, even though I've been in baseball for as long as I can remember, there's guys like Mark Mason who've been in baseball for like around 60 years, and like the depths to which they know the game of baseball, it's just amazing. And, the more that you just dig into it, like I said, the more you just want to dive into it and just embrace just the beauty of the game.
No, I agree. I mean, the baseball is one of those sports, and it's one of those things. I know a lot of people that I'm friends with are like, I need to go to the game. I can't watch it on TV. But you know what? That's fine because you're bringing people to the ballpark and you're getting out and you're watching it. I almost would rather you go to the game instead of watching it on TV because in that way you're bringing things and you're bringing more people. Like if you bring somebody that might not know nothing about baseball, they can ask questions and they can get to learn it. And like the more, like I'm in that with my daughter now. She's 10. She's been to her first Crushers game now, and she's wanting to go back. So it's like I know she's going to start asking questions and stuff like that, and it's a lot to take in. So I just got to figure out how to dumb it down to where she can understand it. And then as she gets older, we'll go through it. So, but it's going to be interesting. So, but yeah, baseball's I played Little League for years. I didn't have the grand career that Mr. Zane did down there, but.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Zane bragging about he has a ring, this and that. Whoa.
Well, what position did you play?
I was a shortstop. I played.
And so you seem like the.
Yeah. I'm a shorter guy. I'm only 5'8", and when I was a freshman in high school, I was 5'6", maybe 5'5", 120 pounds wet. I've grown a little bit into my body, but I mean, I was always a middle infielder. I always had good, quick hands. I didn't hit for much power, but I'll tell you what, the batting average was always the thing. I could bunt, I could run. Stolen bases was always my thing. I was the classic small ball guy. I loved to just scratch and play. That was my.
So, Omar Vizquel?
Absolutely. I love Omar Vizquel. The quickest hands in the entire world.
Yeah.
Hands
right.
Ever to play the game.
God, there's another conversation we can get into when we do more episodes about the small ball and compared to the years gone by as compared to nowadays. Again,
Right.
Being old school, that's just another conversation we can get into. But yeah, you bring up the small ball thing. I'm like, oh please.
Now, I know you only got like 10, 15 minutes. You were gonna join us. The one question I will ask you is, what is your thoughts? Do you think that the pitch clock is ruining the game, or do you think it's actually helping it?
You know, it's interesting because I'm a baseball purist. Chipper, if there's anything, I would probably lean closer to your side than any other side in the new age era of baseball. I'm a baseball purist. Now, I will say the first year I was a little bit down on the pitch clock. I thought that it was taking away some of the natural nuance of the game of baseball, the pace of the game of baseball, but actually over time, I will say that I've warmed up to it. And actually, even working in baseball myself, I appreciate the fact that games aren't 3.5 hours on average now. The fact that I'm broadcasting a game, you know, it adds a little bit of snappiness to it. It's not fast. It's not a fast game by any means, but there's pace. I think that's the best word that I can use to describe it, is that there's pace now. And that's something that it just never really had before. There was one guy, I mean, I'm a Pirates fan. There was one guy that used to be called the human rain delay. Antonio.
Mike Hargrove.
I've heard, yes, him as well. Like there's guys that are out there, and it's like, you know, in between pitches, let me get the ball back, let me turn face, let me walk back to the mound, let me look into my glove, let me look into the stands, look this way, look that way. And then, like, I'll shake off 3 times. I'll shake off. I'll say yes. And then I'll step off the back of the rubber. And then I'll get back on the rubber. And then I'll shake off again. And then I'll go through with my windup. It's like there's not that anymore. And there's pace. I love the pace of the game now. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of it early on. But over the course of time, over the last 2-3 years, I've definitely warmed up to it.
Yep, agreed. Same here.
You have any other questions? I know he said he'd give us 10 to 15 minutes of his time, and we're already at the 15-minute mark, so I don't want to hold him up any longer than we have to. But
no, I tell you what, I've got a couple more minutes here. I can maybe squeeze 7 or 8 more for you.
Fine. That's fine.
I appreciate the platform to just talk baseball, and specifically Crushers baseball, because this is a special organization. It's an interesting situation that they're in with the pitching staff that they've got this season, in juxtaposition with the bats that they've got. This is a very young team, especially this year. And I think that the platform to be able to talk more about the actual baseball itself, I think, is really going to help the Crushers. Because like you're saying, Adam, you're bringing your daughter to a Crushers game. Once she starts asking those questions, she's going to want to learn more. And it's not always so much about the fact of like, oh, what are the between inning games? What are the extracurricular things? At some point, people are going to actually start to care about the product that's on the field and the baseball that's actually happening. That's one of my biggest passions. I believe that baseball speaks for itself. It's such a unique sport. It's not like basketball or hockey where you go to the arena and it's action, action, action all the time. It's one of those things where you can go to a baseball game, you can sit and have a conversation with the person next to you while still enjoying what's going on the field. There's no other sport like it. Same thing with football. You go to a game, if your team is on defense, you're screaming the whole time. You're not having a conversation with the person next to you. You have so much opportunity in the game of baseball to really dive into the camaraderie that comes with the people that you go to games with, but also getting to talk about what's actually going on the field, even while you're at the game, which is something that I'm just super, super stoked to be able to dive into with you guys.
And
real quick, can I interrupt real quick? I got a question for Zane real quick.
Go ahead.
Zane, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can barely hear myself. What? Zane, you talked about how appreciative you were for having a platform to talk about Lake Erie Crushers baseball. Well, over here at Redline Radio, and I know these guys appreciate, you guys for giving us the opportunity to allowing us to broadcast this stuff and do podcast for you guys over at Lake Erie Crushers. And I know that's one thing I wanted to told Adam about, that how appreciated we are for you giving us the time to do this. And hopefully we can get some of your guys' fans and we can start promoting this a little bit more on the Lake Erie Crushers page. That's all I really wanted to say. I heard you talking about that, but I wanted to give you my appreciation from us over here at Redline Radio. Thanks, Zane.
Yeah, we appreciate this partnership too. I mean, you guys have been spectacular, and just again, the platform to talk about Crushers baseball in a little bit of a different light, I think, is something that I'm super excited about. And you guys do a great job. I've loved the partnership that we've had this season. And I know that you guys have had relationships with the Crushers in the past, but I know it hasn't been activated as much as maybe this year. That's why I'm excited to, get in and talk with you guys about this type of stuff, because I think not only is it going to help you guys, it's going to help us too. So,
well, the one thing, and I've always told everybody since 2009, since we started going to the games, is the fact that going to Crushers game is a hell of a lot more affordability. The atmosphere at the games is a heck of a lot better than going all the way downtown, spending X amount of money on food, X amount of money on parking, so on and so forth, and whatnot. But just the atmosphere at the Crusher Stadium is outstanding. I mean, has always been that way. I mean, why would you go all the way downtown and spend all that money when you can just go to a baseball game at now Forefront Stadium?
Yeah,
and just field. Sorry, I'm still getting used to that. Sorry, and spend maybe a quarter of the money that you're going to spend downtown and just go to a baseball game here in Avon.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chipper. Your season tickets to the Crushers might get you how many games over at Progressive Field?
2
maybe. You got 51 home games for the Crushers this summer. Like you said, it's just as good of an atmosphere. You get cheap parking, you get cheap food, and you still get the great baseball experience. And again, like we're going to talk about in this podcast, you still get to have the story of a season. As many people that are paying attention to what's going on over at Progressive Field, you're paying attention to the story over there. There's still a story happening with the Crushers, and it's a story that's continuing to develop over the last couple of years. Jared Lemieux is the first manager in team history to take his team to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. There's been a lot of managers, and they've had a lot of success over the course of time, but not the consistent level of success that the Crushers have had in the last 2 seasons, and that they're looking to establish in this 3rd season, 4th season under Jared Lemieux, trying to make it 3 straight seasons into the playoffs under the same manager. They have the opportunity to do that. And again, you're not missing out on any of the storylines that you get with the people at Progressive Field. It's an unbelievable atmosphere, like you said. It's so affordable, and you're not missing out anything. It's all baseball, and that's the beauty of it.
And I got to give you guys credit too, because it's exactly yesterday with the Wizards themed day you guys had with the games and stuff like that. And then I heard you guys say, there's like a superhero themed night coming up or something every Saturday, or is it every Friday and Saturday, or fireworks, or just Saturday?
That's right, Friday and Saturday. Yep.
And then it's every Saturday's Dollar Dog Night.
Too.
That's right.
Yep.
Every Saturday.
I mean, so for what you're going to pay in parking just to go watch the Guardians, you can probably get yourself enough tickets for the family and something to eat, probably just in the parking prices alone downtown.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Truth.
And I know Zane's a busy guy, but I'm sure if he's running from one place to another, doing what he's doing on a day of the game, if you just say hi to him, he might give you a quick wave and a hi, but he will say hi. He's very friendly. He's not unapproachable.
Absolutely.
He won't remember. He won't remember your name, but he'll at least say hi.
Well, I hope I can remember your name. That's one of the things that I'm not spectacular at is remembering people's names. But over the course of time, if you keep saying hi to me, I'll remember your name at some point. But that's the truth. I mean, I'm always running around, but the fan comes first. And if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm absolutely willing to have a conversation with you at the ballpark. It's fan first. It's all about the fan experience. And if I neglect something for, maybe something that's trivial on the business side of things at the sake of a fan having a good experience, or even, just getting to talk and meet with me, then I'm doing it wrong. And, I want to make sure that every fan is welcome at Forefront Field, and that they have a great time. That's all of our goal. That's every single one of us. That's our goal.
Just bring Stomper. He's a party in itself.
That's right. That is right.
But now, before we let you go, the one question I will ask you is what would you say, put your fan aspect into it and take the business part out of it. What would your expectations be for the season? What would you like to see?
So here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the pitching staff take some shape. There's a lot of young guys, and they're still trying to mesh. I would like to see
Mhm.
this offense continue to get more and more consistent. I think we've got a lot of young bats paired with some very experienced bats that over the course of the season, if you start to construct these lineups, then you're really going to start to see some consistency, not only on the offensive side, but on the pitching side. I think there's a great opportunity for this team. It's a young team. There was a lot of turnover from the last couple of seasons. Every single pitcher from the starting rotation last year is not on the team this year. And that's just the nature of the beast in the Frontier League. There's a lot of turnover. That's hard to overcome, but this is the type of team under Jared Lemieux, the skipper. He's the type of guy that can really make that happen. He's the type of guy that can work these guys into something, and I'm excited to see what he does. And Donald, I see your question there. The ticket prices, they start at just $8. You get into the stadium for a ticket for just $8. And you can obviously upgrade to, get some better seats, but if you just want to get into the stadium, $8 is your starting price.
And there's not a bad seat in that place.
There's not. That's the truth. It's a completely round concourse. It's completely open air. You don't have to walk through a little alleyway to, go to the concession stand or anything. It's completely open. I've sat pretty much everywhere there is to sit in that stadium. There is truly not a bad seat there.
And Donnie, talking to you specifically, do not sit in section 113. Just saying.
I wonder whose section that might be.
Yeah, right. Well, and we'll wrap it up with Nate. Is there anything else you want to ask him, Chipper?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Yeah, it was a good conversation.
Well, I just want to say, I would just say that I want to thank you for this opportunity to do this podcast for the Crushers and for, letting us come in and cover the games and stuff. We truly appreciate it, and we look forward to the partnership for the future.
Awesome stuff, guys. Appreciate you having me on, and let's do this again. Let's keep doing this. This is awesome.
We will. Hey, we always got Mondays, right?
That's right. Every Monday is an off day, unless we got some weird double letters or something.
Well, Zane's got to go run off and do his other podcast.
Thanks, Zane. We'll see you at the ballpark.
Thank you, Zane. We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Zane.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Well,
always
especially
makes it
since he's a Steelers fan.
I'm just outnumbered anywhere I go on this station with Steeler fans. For Christ, help me, Lord, help me. All right. So, what do you think? Do we want to get into some of the? What would you think would be the? I'm gonna just see how you want to handle it. What would you like to talk about next?
Well, let's start off with saying we started off the season with a 9-game home series. Started off the season 4-5. Ups and downs. I'm sure.
Thought we were 3-6.
No, 4-5. I just looked it up. Actually, it's 4-5.
Well, because the only reason I asked is because when I went on the Frontier page earlier, the only game that they didn't have was the Game 6 game that was that Thursday at 11:00 game. And so there was no game scheduled that day. I'm like, yes, there was.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, 4-5.
So we won that game then.
Yeah, 4-5. We're 4-5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, this makes me look bad. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, I know I was looking in the right spot. Donnie said section 113 is a spot. Okay.
No, please, no. But anyways, like Zane just said, it's pitching staff especially is a totally turnover since there are no starters since last year, but yet here we are 4-5. Yeah, I mean, man, we had a lot of crazy games.
Now, let me ask you this. So, like, when it comes to the pitching, is it like there's not necessarily starters and relievers, like they can all pitch either or?
No, there are starters and then there are relievers, just like in any,
Because I just noticed when you look on the roster sheet for the team, it just says a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher. So it's like right now I couldn't even tell you who the starting pitchers are really, because it just says they're pitchers. So I'm just assuming that's why I wanted to ask. But I know a couple of them, like I know Noriega and Sittinger and I think Christian and Scafidi are the ones that are the relief pitchers that I know of so far. And and our boy, it was wearing a cowboy hat yesterday, Randy Barraguete.
Yep. But here's what I've looked up so far through the first 9 games. We'll just, since we're on the pitching thing, I'll just bring up. You got to count out Pavin Parks because when when he pitched, we were down 11 to whatever, and he,
Well, yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that he's an infielder / pitcher.
yeah, no, he's not a well. They just brought him in again because it was the afternoon game, and we were getting our butts kicked. We lost that game 11-2. So that's kind of why they brought him in to save whatever relievers we have left over from the day before. Because the day before we lost 9-0. So trying to save whatever relievers we had that day.
Yeah.
But so the top ERA team ERA in the league is 3.79. Our ERA, I'm guessing this is counting the Pavin Parks game. They gave him a 21.6 ERA because he pitched that game. But
Are you serious? Good
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah, four runs in an inning or whatever the heck that was. But as of right now, we stand at a 6.56 ERA, and I'm looking at the stats. And bro, I got to tell you, again, going back to what Zane said, it's a totally, turnover
yeah.
starting roster, so on and so forth. So it is what it is. There is not one, let's see here, not one starting pitcher with under a 2.8 ERA. So take that for what you want. There's, again, he said it's a, turnover in the starting roster, but, even our pitching coach, and if I'm allowed to, talk a little bad about the team, is the fact that our pitching coach, Braden Sindinger, has a 7.9 ERA, and he's our pitching coach, reliever. So
I didn't know they still had active players and coaches.
yeah, well, actually, last year, Alfredo Gonzalez, we call him Fredo. He was the hitting coach catcher last year, and then this year he relinquished the hitting coach position, and then this year Braden Sindinger took over the pitching coach role. Well, again, it is early. I'm not gonna.
So let me ask you this: Do you even know how to pronounce the hitting coach's name?
Who is the hitting coach?
Brett? Is it Mouche?
Oh, Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, no, that's the first thing I thought of when I was trying to read it, but I didn't know because it's Muche.
No, I honestly don't know who that. Nope.
And I don't want to butcher it, so that was my one attempt at it. I'll wait till I hear it, and then I'll.
No,
it could be an inside joke there sooner or later, but no, I mean, so far, it's there have been, like you said, the games have been, it's either really good or really, really bad. You've had a couple close games, because we started off the season losing the first game was 5-4, so that wasn't a bad start to the beginning of the season. Yep. But then you come out the second game and you lose 10-1.
Right.
But then you come back and win 5-2. So that was a good series. But then the next two games were awful. The Windy City Thunderbolts came in and put the thunder down on you. It was 9-0 in game 1, and then 11-2 in game 2. Yep. So I mean, it's already a bad start, and I don't even know what the final score was for the third game because that's the one that I couldn't find.
We actually won that game 5-4.
So it seems like a lot of 5-2, 5-4 or blowouts. You know what I mean?
So when it comes to the pitching, pitching, hitting, whatever you call it, as of right now, as of today, we are at a -20 run differential.
That's it?
Yeah, imagine that.
Well, I mean, prime example. Look at yesterday's game. We won by 10.
Yeah. Well, like you said, first game we lost 5-4. We lost 10-1. We won 5-2. We lost 9-0. Lost 11-2. Won 5-4. Won 11-8. Lost 10-1. And then yesterday, made up 10 runs. We won 16-6.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you think about it, when you look at the Guardians and the Crushers yesterday, there was 11 home runs hit between the two games, between the two teams. Because the Indians hit 6, and the Crushers hit 5 yesterday. And I had a birthday party to go to, so I was leaving. I think it was like the bottom of the 8th is when I was leaving. And as I was getting ready to walk out, there went the last home run of the game, and that was when Jaden hit his. Quinn,
my boy Jaden.
And I'm like, and it was one of those ones that as I'm walking out, I hear that crack, and there's just that certain sound to a home run.
correct.
And sure enough, I look out and I'm like, I couldn't find it. So I'm looking at the outfielders like, all right, who's running to the wall? I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gone. I'm like, good Lord. So when I left, it was 16-5 or whatever it was.
Yeah, when you hear that sound, you sure as heck know it's a good solid hit.
No, Donnie, they got games throughout the weeks too. Well, this week it was kind of, they did what they call like, I guess it's the school special. They were doing 11 a.m. games this past week.
There are a total of 8 what they call education games. There were the 3 this past week, and then there are another 5 throughout the season, and they're usually on a Wednesday. I have to look at the schedule, but yeah, there are 8 what they call educational games that are on a Wednesday that start at like 11 o'clock. So yeah,
And I know every Wednesday too also is the Bark in the Park, they call it. So anybody that wants to bring their
Correct.
dog to the park, they can bring their dogs for those games. See, I
Correct.
had the promotional schedule here somewhere, but I don't know where the heck I put it of all the
And
different
yes,
nights. And
yes, every Friday and Saturday is fireworks nights, and then Saturday again is Dollar Dog Night. Also, there's Sugardale hot dogs, like kind of like what you get, I guess, at Guardian Stadium, Progressive Field, I guess.
yeah, and then
So yeah,
Sundays is kids eat free. You get the little voucher for the
yep.
kids to get a meal. And then it's kids run the bases, and then it's obviously every
hmm
Sunday they do the autographs up on the main concourse.
Yeah, after every Sunday game, the whole team is up on the third base concourse signing autographs. So yeah, you can go up there instead of being down by the dugout or whatever during the game. You can go up there and on a
Yeah,
Sunday and
all
get their
you
whole
all you
autograph.
kids all you kids that are listening, stay away from Chipper's section of 113 during the game. The players will not sign anything during in the middle of a game or give out balls during the middle of the game. You got to wait till after the game. Just got to throw that out there. Hey, it's the first episode. We got to put it all out there as best as we can today. You know what I mean? But no, and I'm getting more and more like as the more games I go to, I'm starting to realize who's who, and talking to certain players. I'm trying to get it to where they recognize the face. They probably don't mean Oscar the Grouch, no doubt. Is eventually maybe the hopes and plans is that we can get a couple of the players to come on throughout the season. And I know we've been told that we can do. I don't know how true. I mean, I know we talked to Zane about it on Saturday night about possibly doing the podcast from the stadium. So that's something to look forward to in the near future. Hopefully that'll be pretty cool. And then I think that's when
That would be cool.
The days that we can do it at the stadium would be cool if we can get a player to come there. That way, if they're not like on a road trip or something, obviously,
Right.
but we can just, if we can just get 10, 15 minutes with a player and then, ask them some questions, or maybe like we can start doing it to where we get fan questions, like, where like we can walk around, and let the fans know, hey, on the podcast this week, we're going to have, say, Christian Scafidi will be on, like, hey, what you got any questions you'd like us to ask him, kind of thing, or, go that route with it.
And again, that's another great thing about going to Crushers game is the fact that the players are you can't actually interact with the players. It's just you have to pick and choose the times you do it. I mean, before the games, I mean they are so more than willing to interact, give autographs, so on and so forth and stuff like that. And then even during games, they're more than willing to interact as much as they can, because again, they are playing playing a game. They're working,
Right.
as we call it. They're working.
Right.
But yeah, they're so personable, able to be interactive with. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of them where they, as they're running back and forth between like the bullpen or to the dugout,
Mhm.
that kids will stick their hands up to the netting, and there was not one player that did not, just ignored them. Every single player came down, even if they ran past them, you see them stop, back up, give the kid a high five, and then go back to the dugout. So I mean, they're very personable guys at the right time. You just got to get your timing down with it. That's all.
Yep. So do we want to get back to these past 9 games real quick and talk about how the offense is done?
Yeah, I mean, I know
Do you
we've
have
had
the
a
stats?
few. I have a couple that that you sent me because I couldn't find it. For whatever reason, like it was hard getting. I know which site to use now, thankfully, but where'd it go? There it is. I had to find our chat.
So here's what I was able to look up on the Frontier League page, is that as a team, the number one team in the league, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was Schaumburg, but I don't hold me to that. Has a team batting average of 301. I mean, that's pretty damn
That's pretty good.
And then our team average as a whole is 253. So we're holding our own as far as hitting goes.
Still better than half the roster the Guardians have.
I mean, Vegas. I mean, he's hitting the shit out of the ball. He's hitting the crap out of the ball. Got an average 22 at bats. He's betting 545.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Again, okay. Now it's only after 9 games, kids. Or I don't know how many games he's actually played, but again, that's only after 9 games.
Well, most of the guys, they got like anywhere from 30 to 40 at bats. He's at 23, so he hasn't played all the games. So that's what's helping it. That's what's helping his average look spiked higher than it is.
Yeah, but he does have, he's got 22 at bats. There's a 35, 29. So he's in a lower echelon, but even still. But then here's your boy Luis Acevedo. 35 at bats. 35 at bats. He's betting a robust 314. So,
and I'll tell you what, dude, I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him yesterday because every hit he had, or every time he made contact, it was allowed out for the most part yesterday. Like he missed that. I know he was mad because he hit that one. I thought for sure it was going to be a home run, but it went foul.
And then Fredo, they platoon Fredo and Derek between catcher and first base or DH. So Fredo, 29 at bats. He's betting a robust 310. Samuel Benjamin, 286.
You forgot Joe.
Pavin Parks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Joe Redfield. Sorry, 308. Yeah. So I mean,
it's early, like you said. It's 9 games.
Mm-hmm. The hitting right now is fine. Again, like I said, the number one team in the league is batting 301. We're at 253. Jared Watkins is batting 133, 30 at bats. So, the bat again, it's early. The batting is fine. Let's just hope something comes around as far as the pitching goes.
Yeah, and that's wild to think that there is not a single pitcher from last year on this year's team. Like that is wild.
Well, starting pitcher.
Well, starting pitcher, yes.
That's correct. Yeah, that is correct. Because Singer was here last year. Scafidi, your boy Scafidi was here, but then he got traded and then came back. So yeah, other than that, yeah, that's all we have as far as the pitching staff goes from last year.
Now, what's the normal roster for? Is it 25 or 26 like most?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I noticed when Bob had his sheet out yesterday, there was like the inactive list, and there was, I guess, a player suspended or something as well too. I saw on that paperwork, and
it's really weird how Frontier League's
rules are.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 7-day IL list, which I asked Jaden about the other, earlier last week when I saw him. He was on the 7-day list and had a wrapper on his head. And it's just a blister. I'm like, oh, okay, great. It's nothing major. But then there were like inactive list and it's suspended list and that's all due to a lot of these people are from down south. Visa problems, passport problems, whatever. That they can't get here in time, or they're playing for another league or something like that, so they won't be here in time. So yeah, that's where that comes from. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun place to go to. Like seriously, like keep an eye out on any of the Red Line Network and unscripted. Or I don't think we have an unscripted page anymore. I think Dave said he deleted it, but anything that's associated with Red Line and Crush Hour, because I know we have some tickets we'll be giving out for most of the season or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think I got to meet up with Dave eventually because he's going to give me some too. So that way it's not all on him to divvy them out. Like, if somebody reaches out to me, I can meet up with them and give them some tickets or something, to take the
Okay.
load off of him because it's a
Okay.
long season for him to be trying to deal with 61 games at home or whatever.
51.
Yeah, 51. But,
But
so
who's
far,
counting?
yeah, right. I mean, the crowds have been subpar so far, but like the weather hasn't really officially broken until obviously this weekend. This weekend, I don't know about you, but we turned our AC on because I wasn't going to deal with that
We
heat
did.
and trying to. Like you go outside and you come back in and like my feet were freezing when I walked back in the house. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back outside though. I'm cool with that, But and there's
Well, if you remember-
a lot of. Go ahead.
If you remember opening weekend, the 8th, 9th, and 10th, they were calling for thunderstorms and all other stuff, and that I'm sure that didn't help attendance
Well,
in the least.
there was
bit.
the one game was delayed for a half an hour because the storm, literally the one little storm that rolled through as quick as it did, but it dumped a crap ton of rain, and then we had the Saturday nights, Matthew. But we had the rainbow. Remember, it was over the stadium that
Yeah,
the one Saturday or whatever day it was. Yeah, Dollar Dog
boy,
nights are on Saturdays.
our boy Dave Cameraman sent me a text with a picture of the half rainbow right out there. Was it right center or whatever?
Yeah,
Right field or whatever it was. Yeah.
what I mean. But we still got the game in. I got to make sure I gotta get some Crushers gear ASAP, like because I don't have anything. I know. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just get the flat brimmed hat, huh?
Hey, you guys are the ones that are hat picky. I barely wear hats, so I
Right.
offer to buy you one.
I know you did. I gotta get one eventually. Maybe that'll be the next time. Maybe I'll get some money and I know they're not gonna have it. I gotta figure out how to do with a shirt. With my fat behind, they ain't gonna have big boy sizes.
No, but you know what? We can talk off air or whatever about how to possibly make that happen. So we were talking earlier. Earlier. Oh, thank you. Oh, you talking about Adam's or mine?
Yours definitely. Mine's just a Siesta Key hat.
Chipper, got to get you in a drawing for the jerseys at the end of the year. What drawing? Because I always get jerseys. I mean, okay.
Well, when you got a nameplate on your seat, they just hand you any jersey of the player you want. Basically, just hey, who do you want? Before we go to raffle it off, we'll just give it.
Oh, stop.
What's up, Gene?
No, but again, going with the promotions, they do have certain nights of the year where they do auctions to benefit charities. They haven't officially posted on their website yet what nights other than Military Appreciation Night, June 21st or 22nd. I don't have that in front of me, but it's that weekend, that Saturday night. Unfortunately, we're going to be in town. That's how I know about that. They also have a Star Wars night, which
June 19th is military. June 19th is Military Appreciation Night.
Okay.
I found mine.
Star Wars. They also have a Star Wars night, which they do a auction every year for those. I have like 5 of them. But other than that,
hold on. Just for Matt, because I know he's a big fan. May 30th. It's a Saturday night. It's Swifty night.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yes. When they come back home, that week you have Thursdays are $2 Tuesdays where you get $2 hot dogs and there's $2 deals on select concession items.
Mm-hmm.
The Wednesdays there's a Silver Sluggers and Bark in the Park. There's a Thursday doesn't really say much, but Friday, May 29th is Superhero Night. I would imagine come dressed as your favorite superhero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they usually have people dress up like as Batman, Hulk, Wonder Woman, Superman, maybe one or two others, but those are the ones that I remember seeing. And then
And then on
Star
Sun-
Wars night, Star Wars night, they actually have people dressed up as Darth Vader, Chewbacca, and a bunch of other Star Wars characters.
Yeah, I'm trying to just look at like some of the bigger names. They actually have in August, that weekend of Friday, August 21st and 22nd, they do on the 21st, it's Cleveland Monsters night.
I'm pretty sure that they'll have a jersey
Jerseys.
auction that, yeah, because we did one. They did one last year where the players wore a hockey themed jersey, which of course we have. And they actually auction them off. So yeah, they'll probably have a.
Oh, I take that back. The Monsters night is July 18th. The Cavaliers night is the 21st, and the 22nd is the Charge. So that weekend you get the basketball of the 21st and 22nd.
Okay. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. What is this Copa de la version? Is I noticed they have like some certain jerseys of that, like special jerseys for those too.
I don't know because Shar and I were actually talking about that the other day, where there are lots of teams all around the country, not just in Frontier League or whatever, but other minor league teams that are some sort of special day. So they're going to do those jerseys, and they're probably, I guess, going to be doing those jerseys too that night.
Hold on, I gotta message real quick before we got.
Real quick.
We only got 8 minutes.
But yeah, they haven't posted them on their website officially yet. But just know that if you see these like specialty nights, like I said, against like Star Wars night, Military Appreciation Night, and a couple other nights, that there will be some sort of auction. So yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make sure I take Piper to that one. July 17th, Princess Night.
Oh,
That'd be pretty cool.
Will she actually dress up as a princess?
Probably not. She gets into. She doesn't like to dress up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see what other specials they got. Like, I'm just that way everybody has an idea of what to expect. Like, as it gives them incentive to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, because Friday and Saturdays, like it says here on this, is that Friday and Saturdays fireworks, Saturdays dollar dogs, family fun day Sunday, $2 Tuesdays. The Silver Sluggers means it's the 55 and over club.
Oh, I'm that.
You get $5 off game tickets for fans ages 55 plus, and then obviously you can bring.
Hold on. Then I gotta get hold of my ticket guy and see if I can get a discount off of my season tickets. For
All your Thursday games or the Wednesday games.
Yeah.
And then obviously, and then for all you select draft beer drinkers out there, it's $2.50 Thirsty Thursdays. Can't beat that. All right, so we have tickets to give away. So I have to ask this question, and this has got to be somebody that has never been to a Crushers game. So no Donnie, no Rhett, because they always win everything anyways. But we can give you away a 4-pack of tickets if you message. I'll have you message Dave. That way Dave can message Dave and he can give it away. That way we'll know who gets them or whatever. But we want to know what an infield fly rule is.
Oh, I know that.
Well, obviously you're a baseball fanatic.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
I would hope so. I played it for 15 years.
I'm just making sure. Even though if you recall, there was a play 3, 4, 5 years ago that umpires messed it up. I think
there was one I saw. Yeah. Maybe Jean knows what it is, and she can message Dave that way she can get the tickets.
So guys, those of you watching and listening or whatever, just know, you can go to LakeErieCrushers.com. They have all the information in regards to schedules, promotions, all this stuff on their website. So make sure to check them out, and we hope to see at the ballpark.
I thought they did do a first responders night.
Did they? I don't think they did.
I thought I saw one. Maybe I didn't. Because Matt's right.
And
They do need to do that.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to Zane and see if we can't set it up for maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys make sure to come out and look in a certain section and yell my name. And if I look at you and acknowledge you, I'll say hi and I'll give you my autograph. What the heck?
And just this was the first episode, so it's just we're getting a feel for things, and it was great to have Zane on. We'll get better. We'll get better as we go throughout the season, and each episode will get better each and every week. Just you just got to bear with us, and let us get into a nice little flow. I mean, we got an hour to try to squeeze in as much as we can. Excuse me, but going forward, maybe what we'll do is we'll set up a. I just thought of this on the fly kind of thing. Yeah, follow the cowbell. That's how you can find Chipper.
Yeah.
That's entirely up to you, Matt. I mean, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, sure. What the heck?
I don't see a problem with
As
that.
long as somebody goes,
Right.
that's up to Dave.
But I was thinking maybe what we'll do is I'll each week toward the end of the show, I'll do like a player spotlight and give everybody the info on a certain player on the team or something,
There you
like where they're from, like where he's been and where he's played at and stuff like that. And that way you can kind of give everybody a chance to meet each player and to get to know a little bit about them. So when they come to the game, they know who to look for and who he is and stuff like that.
Like put up his picture and talk, maybe put his picture and bio and then talk about him some.
Yeah. And see where he's been, how long he's been playing. And that way it kind of gives you, we'll even do the coaches too. Like, you can do coaches in there, you can do, stuff like that. And, I think that'd be kind of interesting. And I think it'll get people to tune in and, whatnot.
Yeah. Hey, one real quick. And since I just came up with this, I was thinking of this. I just remember, guys, I mean, they are minor league players. They are unaffiliated minor league baseball. So they're not affiliated with any major league team whatsoever. But we have had they, meaning the Frontier League, has had a lot of players make it to the show.
It's funny you say that. Let me cut you off real quick. It's funny you say that. I actually was on their page the other day. And is there a Griffins team or something like Griffins or something like that? And because whatever it is, there's a team that one of their players just got his contract bought by the Colorado Rockies.
See, there you go.
So that's why it was like perfect segue.
Yeah, I mean, we know of a couple players here from here. Mickey Janis was here a few years ago, a knuckleballer. He actually made it and pitched for the Mets. Jared Koenig. He started off
on the Brewers.
Yeah, he's currently on the Milwaukee Brewers roster. We had a couple of guys be picked up when it made it to Connor Oliver. He was here. He played for the Pirates for a time. Don't
forget too, the local kid Ryan Faraband. He was in Seattle's organization. He actually played for the Crushers, and he's now the head coach of the Midview baseball team.
Yeah. So hey, just because it's minor league baseball doesn't mean it's these guys aren't good. They've made it. Some of them have made it to the actual show. So
Well, the boss is in. That means the show must be over.
Nope. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, Matt, you can message Gene if that's what you want to do. If you got the answer, they're your tickets to give away how you want to give them away. But yeah, good idea. We'll be giving some away throughout each show. Adam and Chip will be giving them away. I'll give Adam some tickets. I got some tickets to give away too. I know some new people have been asking me about them. I've talked to some people about it, been passing a word about the Crushers. But yeah, just answer the question what the infield fly rule is, and we'll give you the 4 tickets. They are for Friday night, May the 29th. That is a fireworks night. And also, if you guys have never been, that's what we want to do. We want to get you guys out there to get that experience. Would you guys agree on that, Chipper and Adam? People who's never been.
Absolutely. Again, like I go back to what I said earlier in the show. I promote the hell out of the Crushers when people see me wearing the hat or the jersey and ask me what I'm in. Like, and they've always said, "Why do I got to get to a game?" I'm like, well, why haven't you been? It's a hell of a lot cheaper than going downtown, and the atmosphere is a heck of a lot better than going downtown. So yeah,
Matt, just send me a message directly, and then I will forwarded tickets to Gene, if that's fine with you, and if that's fine with Gene.
Yeah, that's superhero night too. The 29th is.
Yeah. So they're pretty good seats. What are they? 4 rows behind the dugout, the base dugout. So section 113, they're pretty good. Well, pretty good.
You're still far enough away from Chipper, so it's okay.
like Matt said, follow cowbell.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
You know what that means? We're in extra innings. We only got an hour.
We are.
That's
good.
fine. We're done. We're good. You know, we got the first one out the way. We'll get. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll get better as each one goes on.
Hey, you guys, don't be too hard on yourself. You guys did pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm like you, Dave. I'm always hard on myself.
He said hard on.
Oh, so she answered it. She answered it right there.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, we have a winner. Gene, you
Matt must have he wrote it out and then told her to copy and paste and put it in.
Gene, it doesn't matter. Gene won it.
Right. That's fine. We wanted Gene to go anyways, because like Matt said, he goes, I'd want to see her go. So kudos to you if Matt helped you.
Hey, we just want to thank everybody tuning in for this first episode. Again, this was the first episode, so feel free to send out some questions to us, and we'll look up the answers or whatever, and talk about as we go along and talk about what you guys want to talk about. But our main goal here is to promote the Crushers, talk about Crushers baseball, and go from there. Thank you.
Get you to come out and see him.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, everybody have a good rest of your night. Have a good Monday.
Go Crushers.
These guys will be back next Monday night from 7 to 8, and you never know who they'll have on as the guest.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Redline Network introduces our newest partnership, Outlaw Light. Outlaw is crafted for all of the beer drinking patrons of America. They aren't preaching or teaching, their mission plain and simple, to provide a high quality beer at an affordable price. Outlaw is crisp,